which is talking about the DJs. I know at your time, because let's talk about that time period, right, when you were having your run. A lot of people look at that as the vacuum time or the black hole in Dallas hip hop scene, where it wasn't as much as going on, because prior to that the boogie movement was going crazy,
right?
And then like 2011, 2012, it was kind of like some people felt like that was like a void gap for Dallas, and you pushing and campaigning to get these DJs to get behind you. What was that like, and how do you feel when people call the time when you was having your biggest run as the time where that was the biggest lapse in Dallas hip hop?
I mean, you gotta look at it. It's two sides to every coin. So some shit just take its course, and every couple years it's a batch of new music, batch of new artists, batch of new everything. Don't shit last forever. So I mean, at that point in time, the DJs was, they were fucking with who they wanted to fuck with. That was the whole point of me making that interview I did with Say Cheese at that time, because I know for sure I was, that one in the city, but certain DJs was just holding their nuts on me because they probably wasn't getting paid or some shit. But then it was some of them that didn't even want to get paid, that just wanted a personal relationship with me. Like I say, I wasn't hands-on the way I was supposed to. That's one thing I would change. I would let my team handle too much shit when I was supposed to be the one out here in these motherfucking clubs, shaking hands and doing what I was supposed to do, politicking with the DJs. So, I could say my wrong in it as well. But then, see, at the same time, though, we had the ones that was fucking with us locked in. They fuck with us, and they got this shit hot in the club, and we did our shit. You know what I'm saying?
So, like, fast forward. Well, I won't say fast forward. So, like, recently, Dallas suffered one of probably the biggest loss in a while. Some would say since Roy Lee, saying also rest in peace, Steve Struggs. But Mo3, was killed here recently in Dallas.
Yeah.
And like, how did you feel like that impacted the city? Because I know I've seen a lot of times on a few of your interviews where you were saying like Dallas artists shouldn't be going up against Dallas artists.
Yeah, it's like the Cowboys against the Cowboys. We from the same city, but to answer your question about that, man, very, very sad, situation. And you say, how did it impact the city? I mean, shit, you would be alive. You say it didn't. I mean, and it impacted the fuck the city. It impacted the world. Shit, that nigga, everybody talking about what happened to that young man. So he had a impact that I don't even think that he knew he had. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
He for sure had the impact.
Ray Water mentioned something in the interview where he said Nipsey passed away. Dallas, which is thousands of miles away from California, threw a vigil for Nipsey Hussle. The radio stations threw a vigil for Nipsey Hussle, who is thousands of miles away.
Right.
Mo3 passes away, and no one from radio shows up.
Out of all the rappers around here, Mo3 didn't have no friends around here. He went up against all of them. You know what I'm saying? All of them, like, radio, ain't none of the radio people went to his funeral.
Did they start playing it?
They started playing it, but none of them reached out and said, y'all need anything? Y'all need this candlelight, you know what I'm saying? They had a Nipsey Hussle candlelight. That man was a million miles away. But right here in the state in Dallas, Texas, none of the industry people came to Mo3 candlelight. It was the streets singing word for word.
A lot of people downtown, though. A lot of people that came out and came out and showed they love and support. See, that's the thing. Who fuck with you, it's gonna be who fuck with you. Who don't fuck with you, it's gonna be the ones who don't fuck with you. But I for sure was scrolling down my timeline and everything I'm seeing, and there were thousands of people out there. So, I mean.
But some will argue that's kind of like a slap in the face. Going back to what you were saying in one of your interviews, like, we let out-of-towners come in, they get the bag, they get the lead. And here it is, Nipsey, who isn't from Dallas. The quote-unquote gatekeepers or the quote-unquote media or radio here uplifted somebody that's not even part of the community, but somebody a part of the community, its own son dies, and those people don't come out. Those same people who went public to celebrate Nipsey didn't come out to celebrate its own son.
I mean, I for sure can see how people look at it as being fucked up. I mean, for sure. you know, where you from, you want them to show up the most.
Absolutely.
And, you know what I'm saying? So I for sure understand how people will feel like that. For sure.
Now I know with the Dallas versus Everybody song that went crazy, and I think that since Say Cheese put together and you worked with them, and it was all recorded at your studio.
Yeah.
But I know at that time you and Mo3 wasn't quite seeing eye to eye. Like, what was your relationship like as a whole? How did y'all meet, and like what kind of led to that eye to eye? And was it something serious? I mean, did it end up being something serious?
Nah, it wasn't shit serious, man. I was just, you gotta understand. I was doing my shit at that time, so he was in the studio with me every Thursday from 10 at night to 6 in the morning at Drop Studio. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my nigga Drop again. He played a major part in this shit too. So he was just sitting there with me every night working. We got a whole bunch of motherfucking songs that came out. See, the thing was though, he was so talented to where, and I understand, shit, he couldn't. It was impatient. Like, man, when we dropping my shit, so. I had so much shit going on, you know what I'm saying, to where I had to focus on what I was doing. So shit, he strayed off and did his own shit. And I mean, in the midst of that, artists, it was just us in our own separate lanes, bro. I was doing my shit, he was doing his shit, but he didn't want to wait. I was taking too long, I guess, to do the things that he wanted to get done, and he started doing his own shit and flourished and did his thing. Shit,
so was he signed to you, or was he part of
yeah.
Your okay?
Yeah, he was part of Money Mob.
Okay.
I mean, if you know, you know it. A lot of people don't understand, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't speak on a lot of things because that's like some in-house situations, because you gotta understand his son is my nephew.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, that's my sister's son. Him and my sister, you know what I'm saying? So
wow, okay.
That's my sister still grieving about all this shit that's going on and everything, man. So you got to understand that it wasn't serious. That's why I be trying to tell people that everybody thought it was so like, bruh.
Y'all connected forever.
This man him and my sister been together for 11 years, bro.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? 10, 11 years. So it was never no situation how people, I just don't ever get on the internet and speak on nothing like that. So, because it wasn't serious enough to speak on, man. So, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing at all, bro.
Okay.
There's some difference between artists. That's all.